Hello, and welcome to Unpacking the Groove, where we will explore the heartbeat of jazz, one style at a time. I'm your host, Robertha Alexis. Here, we'll explore the roots, sound, iconic artists, and discover some great music together. So grab your headphones, feel the beat, and let's unpack this groove together. Today, we're diving deep into ragtime, the sound that shuffled its way out of saloons, swept through the jazz age, and still echoes in the beats of today. Let's set the scene. Imagine, it's the early 20th century in a lively, energetic venue where people gathered to enjoy the upbeat, syncopated sounds of ragtime music, usually featuring a solo pianist playing on an upright or grand piano. The club buzzed with rhythm and joy. The music had a bouncy, toe-tapping feel, fast-paced with a strong left-hand bass pattern and a playful syncopated right-hand melody. These clubs were often found in cities like St. Louis, Chicago, and New York, especially in Black neighborhoods where ragtime was first developed. The crowd was mixed: locals, travelers, and sometimes high society folk drawn to the new and exciting sound. The vibe was fun and slightly rebellious. Patrons drank, they danced and socialized while the pianist played lively tunes by artists like Scott Joplin and James Scott. The decor might include small round tables, dim lighting, and a smoky, intimate atmosphere. Ragtime is a musical genre that emerged in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. It's characterized by its syncopated or ragged rhythm. It is often played on piano and is considered a precursor to jazz. Ragtime was first known to be used in 1896. The term probably originates in the dance events known as rags, hosted by enslaved Black folk bound to the plantation system. The genre has many key influences, such as African American musical traditions, especially the rhythm and dance, European classical music for its structure and harmony, marching band music, particularly the popular marches of John Philip Sousa, and folk music and spirituals. So let's get into the sound and style of ragtime. Ragtime is mostly piano focused, especially solo piano. Its actual traits include syncopated rhythms, also known as ragtime, march-like left-hand bass lines, stride or oompa style, right-hand melodies that are highly syncopated and lively. Its clear, repeated structures, usually AA, BB, ACC, DD form. Maple Leaf Rag was the first major hit in ragtime. It sold over 1 million copies of sheet music, unheard of at the time, and helped make Scott Joplin a household name. It influenced everyone from jazz pioneers to cartoon composers. Traditional ragtime is primarily instrumental. However, in vocal adaptations or ragtime-influenced songs, the vocal style can be light and narrative, sometimes includes humor or storytelling. Time for a temperature check. Do you think you've been paying attention so far? Earlier, I named a few places ragtime clubs could most likely be found. Which of these places did I not name? St. Louis, Chicago, Atlanta, or New York? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was Atlanta. So how'd you do? Let me know down in the comments below. I think this person has the original song of the summer. The Entertainer. Duh, let you know when the ice cream truck is coming. Today's artist spotlight goes to Scott Joplin. Scott Joplin was the original beat maker before beat drops were a thing. Born in 1868, he turned classical piano on its head with syncopated, toe-tapping rhythms that we know now as ragtime. His pieces like Maple Leaf Rag and The Entertainer made him the undisputed king of ragtime. His music was famously used in the Oscar-winning film The Sting, 1973. Remixed in everything from Looney Tunes cartoons to even TikTok piano tutorials. Sampled and looped by modern jazz, lo-fi, and even EDM artists. Joplin was an artist far ahead of his time. He wrote a full ragtime opera, and it wasn't even fully performed until 60 years after his death. Tremonisha is a 3-act opera set in a rural black community in the post-Civil War South. The story follows Tremonisha, a young, educated black woman who rises up to lead her community away from superstition and towards progress through learning and unity. So here's the story in a nutshell. Tremonisha is kidnapped by a group of local conjurers who profit from fear and ignorance. Then she escapes and returns not with vengeance, but with the message of education, forgiveness, and empowerment. She's ultimately chosen by the community to be their new leader. Ragtime as a genre has paved the way for many of the artists that we have today. Fun fact: the syncopated rhythm of ragtime laid the groundwork for modern hip-hop and trap beats. Without Joplin, there might not be any DJs, so no Metro Boomin for us. It introduced the syncopation, that offbeat groove that gives music bounce and surprise. Ragtime's piano patterns influenced early jazz improvisation and later inspired the stride piano style. Producers today still sample ragtime riffs and chord progressions for lo-fi, electro swing, and even trap. Without ragtime, the evolution of Black American music, from jazz to R&B to hip-hop, would look very different. A few artists currently inspired by the vibe could be Anderson .Paak. His use of tight rhythm and old school samples echo ragtime's playful spirit. Jon Batiste. He blends classical, jazz, and ragtime roots in both performance and composition. And Corey Henry. He's a modern keyboardist who brings stride and ragtime energy into gospel funk fusion. So, let's recap what ragtime is all about. It's a piano-based music genre from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, known for its syncopated, ragged rhythm and catchy upbeat melodies. Its key traits would be bouncy, offbeat right-hand melodies, steady, march-like left-hand bass, composed mainly for solo piano, structured but still full of rhythm and flair. Famous composer could be Scott Joplin, and his songs would be Maple Leaf Rag and The Entertainer. The cultural impact: foundation for jazz, it's stride piano, and swing. It brought African American musical genius to the mainstream, and it lives on in film, cartoons, TikTok, and lo-fi beats. Ragtime helped shape modern music by making rhythm the star of the show. Its energy and creativity still inspire today's artists and across genres. Ragtime wasn't just a passing trend. It was a rhythmic revolution that changed music forever. Its DNA lives in everything, from jazz solos to trap beats. And every time you hear a surprising rhythm or a piano with swagger, you're hearing the echoes of ragtime. Next episode, we'll be getting into bebop. Want a taste of the genre? Check out Salt Peanuts by Dizzy Gillespie. Like, comment, and let me know what are some genres you'd like to hear next. Until next time, when we can unpack this groove together. Thank you for listening.